best to describe hers was also, I guess, somewhat gruff. But he grew up like her father did in the Depression and developed a lot of characteristics of survival. I talked to my brother this morning, and I had sort of noted down two different kinds of advice that my father gave me, and my brother added one to my list. And then there were some characteristics of my father which we're hoping that Andrew picks up on. The first, this is I'll call it the less serious part of my father. Since he was in the military, he wasn't home very much. So the advice he imparted to us was supposed to be very practical. So this is the practical advice, and then the characteristics come later. He said, you can make a long board shorter, but you can't make a short board longer. So he told me that. And then as I departed for college, he told me, only drink the good stuff because the rest of the stuff will kill you. And my brother added one. He told my brother, whatever you do, don't go in the military. Now what I can tell you is the two of us violated all of those practical pieces of advice. But there were some characteristics of my father which are very important, and we know that based on our son Dan and his brother, that Andrew has a very good chance of developing these characteristics. And the first was self-reliance. My father taught my brother and I and my sister self-reliance. In fact, it seems to be a characteristic through our whole family, because between my two sons and my brother and my sister and I and my cousins, at one time all of us were in business for ourselves. And that means we're either very entrepreneurially aggressive or we're so obnoxious that no one will have us. The second was perseverance. My father was very, very perseverant, and he imparted those characteristics to me, and we hope that Andrew picks up perseverance. It's a characteristic I think will get you a long way through life. Next was industriousness. My father was probably one of the most industrious people. I think the cardboard carpentry is a good example. My father would never threw anything out. My mother would.
Oh, what a legacy
because,
you guys have.
because he was manufacturing everything he could from all the things he saved. He never threw anything out because he knew it had a future use. So very industrious. And lastly, I think his industriousness, like the cardboard carpentry, in his own way, he was a very creative person in terms of what he did with the stuff that he saved and how he managed his life. So we know that Andrew is going to violate all the practical advice that his father and his grandfather gave him. In fact, the advice that I give Andrew, based on the advice I've been giving Wills, is it's advice he probably should ignore. But we hope that Andrew takes on the characteristics of the family that he's coming into. So we wish him a lot of blessings in the future.